lecturer from IIT Roorkee, and then shifted to electrical engineering department, IIT Kanpur. And since then, he is serving as serving IIT Kanpur. Now he is professor, full-fledged professor in IIT Kanpur. Professor Singh basically has been involved in so many consultancies in networking, telecom, switching, embedded systems, distributed software systems, e-learning system, P2P software systems, and like that. And also, he has taken many initiatives, basically, which we call as startup. And he is looking for some monetized based on suitable monetized based agreement on suitable agreement. So he's very actively involved in research and project works. I have been fortunate enough to work with him in some projects, and that was a very ambitious project, which is known as Educational Resource Planning EDRP project, that was done under NME ICT mission project. Some of the project he has completed. You can a lot of I list. There are a lot of list. Basically, long list is there. I will not take that much time, but still, he has completed some projects on algorithm design for attitude and heading reference system. Another is Brihaspati is there, which I was talking about, educational resource planning deployment, and he has done a lot of work in PI Brihaspati as a PI in Brihaspati system. And he has developed P2P LMS system for Indian academia. That was a very ambitious project, but due to lack of funding, we could not complete it. But still, various modules are there, which can be accessed from the server. He is currently involved in certain projects, which is a very ambitious project are there, that the attitude and heading reference system with sensor fusion from multiple sensors using adaptive Kalman filter. Another project is there, that is development of ballistic computer for T9 main battle tanks. So several projects are there. He is involved in research and project. And apart from that, he is a very eloquent speaker, and he keeps on giving various talks at various places. So I have invited him, and he's very kindly given his consent to talk to you in this session. Above all, Dr. Singh is a very nice human being, and he's always been available for any academic request which we have done to him, and he has agreed to oblige us, basically. So thank you, Professor Singh, for giving us the time, and now over to you, sir.
So thank you, Professor Asim. So it is actually nice talking to you. I think, should I switch over to Hindi-English mix, or should
yes, sir,
I
yes, sir, they prefer. They have already requested to me, basically, but I have told them it is very difficult for the resource person to talk to in multilingual language, but still I will request to
no,
them.
somebody from South India, then they can't grasp Hindi. So in that case,
exactly,
I will go to pure English.
No, sir, you can do multilingual.
ठीक है, चलिए तो हिंदी इंग्लिश मिश्रित भाषा का प्रयोग करेंगे. मेरे लिए भी कंफर्टेबल है, हिंदी में भी लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. इनफैक्ट एनपीटेल में अभी कुछ समय पहले एक पूरा लेक्चर हिंदी में रिकॉर्ड किया था. इट वाज अ मूक एक्चुअली, एंड हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों पैरेलल में चलाया था उसमें. तो मैंने एक्चुअली लिस्ट देखी थी जितने लोग इसके अंदर पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. कई लोग इसमें से जो हैं उसके हैं, अकाउंट्स के हैं, कुछ शायद बायोलॉजी के हैं. सो नॉट एवरीबॉडी इज टेक सेवी. दैट्स व्हाट आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो देन आई थॉट कि मे बी हम लोग टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स व्हिच आई यूज टू एफिशिएंटली यूज माय मशीन, स्पेशली very old machine. You can see my computer is very old actually. It's about 12 years old. I am still running it, and I am running it very happily without any problem. So a lot of you are actually forced to even upgrade your machines or change it every 3 years because पुराना सॉफ्टवेयर काम नहीं करता है, कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम रहती है उसके अंदर. So I thought कि maybe I will give you all tips and tricks which you can use in your academics to use the resources very efficiently. And again, my assumption is that most of you are using Windows machine. I personally work on Linux actually, but for today, for talking to you, I am actually using a Windows machine so that I can demonstrate how you can be more efficient. Okay, so one of the problems, I think I will start with that. I am actually trying to optimize my machine. It's a pretty old computer. but I can work with it. That's one of the good things still. So I will tell you the stuff, and you will be amazed that so many things are actually there which people are not aware of. In fact, they are not, most of them. So even my own PhD students are not aware of. They keep on working with sluggish machines for a long time, and suddenly they say, "Wow, this actually becomes बहुत तेज चलने लग गया अभी तो." तो Windows machine में I think जब machine बहुत sluggish हो जाती है, what should be done? Okay, so all of you must be having Windows. So I found where the maximum computing of Windows machine actually goes. विंडोज मशीन में जनरली जब डिजाइन किया गया था इसको, दिस वाज डिजाइन कि यूजर को अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिलना चाहिए, बहुत जैजी एकदम विंडो आना चाहिए और एनिमेशन होना चाहिए. तो लेकिन अगर हम इन सब की एक्स्ट्रा चीजों को हटा दें, देन सडनली वी फाइंड इट विल स्टार्ट रनिंग वेरी फास्ट. जो कंप्यूट पावर है सीपीयू का वो सारा अवेलेबल हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो the first thing which you should always do, which I had actually done, I have done it, it makes a drastic difference. You can actually do it now itself if you wish. So I'm showing my screen and actually go you to the place. This works for I think all Windows versions, but I hope everybody is on either Windows 11 or 12, one of those two. So I've shared my screen. Okay. So one thing which you should always do is, you just try it now. I will just give, I think, few minutes and you can do this. First of all, see what I am doing. Go to settings. So my machine is slower, but actually it is heavily optimized. And suddenly you will say there is going to be a drastic change. Okay. So now settings are going to open. So you can actually make a note of this. In fact, all your machines, in fact, you can tell your friends, your students, if they are on Windows. Linux is automatically optimized. Linux, you won't find much problem. Linux में बहुत बढ़िया चलता है सब कुछ, because it is done designed different way. So go to personalization. And after this, I will give you 2 minutes. You do it, and then you suddenly say, wow, actually. Now, there is a reason why my machine is working slow, and I will explain that. So that's also another important thing which you should learn, which people make tremendous mistake. Go to colors. Okay. Now you will see something is coming in. There is something called transparency effects. I have turned it off. In all your machines, this must be on. Now what happens when I am actually using Windows? ये जैसे आप छोटे ये विंडो देख रहे हैं, विंडो एक दूसरी विंडो के ऊपर है. When transparency effect is on, the background पीछे वाला विंडो है उसका कुछ ह्यू इसके अंदर आना होता है. And for this, there is a lot of computation which has to happen, which makes machine very slow. The moment you turn it off, that workload is gone. And you will suddenly find out the machine is extremely fast. Just turn it off and then actually any one of you can share. Do you see a difference actually? If you already have a solid state drive वाला machine है और आपका नया खरीदा हुआ है, तब तो शायद उतना असर नहीं मालूम पड़ता, लेकिन असर मालूम पड़ता है इसके अंदर. All of you should do this first.
Sir, when I open this setting, then that next setting it is coming. It is not opening like yours.
But you have a transparency effect setting, na?
I opened setting,
Huh?
and then I'm showing. I can share my screen.
Please show you. I will tell you so that everybody can understand it. Please, I am stopping mine.
Because my window works very slow.
So kindly do that.
Yes.
It will be working slow now, but once you change, it will become fast. There is another trick which I will tell you. After this, and there is a third trick which will make it even faster. That will actually work if your machine is on a rotary disk wali machine, solid state drive nahi hai uske andar.
But what is?
So you need a USB stick for that.
And I'm opening sir setting. Then these all icons of screen share, it is going away. So I should tap on settings. Should I tap on
settings? पे जाइए, settings में फिर आपका personalization आएगा.
हाँ, yes. Now it is opened. And
then go to colors.
Yes. I reached on personalization. And then colors, you told me. Colors. And on colors, it is choose your color. Like this, it is coming dark, light,
ट्रांसपेरेंसी इफेक्ट आएगा कहीं
It
पर.
is on, sir. It is on. So should I off it?
Turn it off.
Okay, sir. Yes, I made it off. Should I share my screen?
No, now you try to use the computer. Go back and then come back and see if you feel the difference. Windows are moving fast.
Okay. So I did it, sir.
So can you feel the difference now? Try
Now,
to run
now,
something.
now, sir, when I will open again, then I will see. Because you know the system is very, very slow. It takes it 10 to 15 minutes sometimes to open. I feel very
Okay,
bad.
let's come to the next trick which people should use
Okay,
actually.
sir. Thank you.
This is the first one.
Okay, sir.
So again, I will share my screen. So now actually there is a search. There is a performance optimization mechanism actually, which is there in all Windows machines. Okay. So now I am looking into performance. You will see adjust appearance and performance of Windows. That option will be coming.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm doing.
Click on this.
On settings, sir, where I have to go?
No. There is a search in the bottom.
Acha, yes, this I know.
So there is a performance and settings you have to search.
Okay.
You will get this performance options actually.
Acha, means I should go in search and I'm writing performance.
You get performance and settings. There will be a bar which will come.
Performance in setting.
Click on that. You should get this window which I have got. This will actually help. I understand that in a lot of small colleges, not much resources are there, but with limited resources, how to optimize.
Okay.
So once you have got this window?
No, sir, because this Google Meet link that is gone. So I'm not able to find it out.
So you can go ahead, sir. I can get this performance option.
Yeah, perfect. So now you actually, most of the time, it will be adjust for the best performance, or let Windows choose what is best for my computer. That must have been checked for
Okay.
almost all machines.
Sir, please repeat it because I will write it, then I will do it further.
There is a recording. I think they will give you the recording.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you
you
so
can
much.
ask Professor Jafar and he will give you the recording of this and you can do that.
Yes.
So in this case, most of the computers will be having let Windows choose what is best for my computer. Now this is what is creating problem. It is slowing down your computer again. Because you will see there are a lot of animations, this, that, all jugglery will be turned on.
Yes.
You simply just go to custom and turn off everything. Just remove everything.
I
Okay.
found custom. I found custom, sir, in setting.
In the custom, you only should enable smooth edges of screen font so that your display remains okay. Otherwise, display will become very jazzy actually. Rest everything you turn off, make it okay, and this will improve drastically. Okay. Now, third thing which you should do, now another way why the disks are actually slow. If there is a rotary disk, this is a magnetic disk is there, hard drives, then it will be slower because magnetic disk has to rotate mechanically so that your CPU can read write from that. Okay. And this makes computer very slow. So normally if you go to a shopkeeper, he will ask you, sir, SSD change laga lijiye abhi aap. Okay. But you don't have to do it, you can still live with it. There is another option. If you have a USB stick, you insert into a USB drive. I have done that. I have already optimized things. So there is a USB drive app you can see on my screen. So click with the right mouse thing. Right click of the mouse has to be done. If your mouse is connected or otherwise there is a trackpad, uska right mouse button hoga. You will get properties. Okay. I am now clicking on the properties of this. Now this I think not many people know. There is an option which you will get ready boost. Okay. And then you simply say use this device as a cache. maximize the cache memory which you are going to use. So it's a maximum 4 GB which is possible. So I did 4 GB. So my laptop has 8 GB of RAM. This is the additional 4 GB in a way being used as a cache. It's not a RAM actually. But what happens is whenever something is read for the first time from the disk, it is also copied onto this particular cache, because this takes much less time. I will show you that. Okay. And next time when you require the same program, it will read from the cache, not from the memory. Okay. So it becomes faster. So first time program loading is slower, but the second time when you load, it will be faster. So this improves performance again. So I actually use this. And once you do this, you simply say, okay. So mine is already set, so it won't do anything. Okay. So
इसके लिए क्या पेन ड्राइव लगा के रखना पड़ेगा?
हाँ, पेन ड्राइव लगाना पड़ेगा. पेन ड्राइव में राइट माउस क्लिक करिएगा यहाँ पे, यूएसबी ड्राइव एफ जहाँ पे आ रहा है. मेरे में एफ है, आपके में कोई और सिंबल होगा.
अच्छा.
उसमें राइट माउस क्लिक करिएगा, प्रॉपर्टीज आएगा, प्रॉपर्टीज में जाके करना है आपको.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
ठीक है.
मतलब इसमें
प्रॉपर्टी में
परमानेंटली पेन ड्राइव लगा के रखना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, वो लगा के रखना पड़ेगा. वो कैश मेमोरी तभी काम करेगा ना. बेसिकली जो आपका स्लोनेस है आपका रोटरी डिस्क का, ये उसको कंपनसेट करता है टू सम एक्सटेंट. But if you want a very good performance, simply change your hard drive to the flash disk. Or when you buy a laptop, buy only flash disk ones. Okay, solid state drives जो बोलते हैं इसको. ठीक है. So ये basically old machines के लिए काम करता है. अब तो शायद नए मशीन में मैग्नेटिक हार्ड डिस्क तो आई नहीं है अभी तो solid state drive ही लोग अधिकतर खरीदते हैं. It's not very costly. मतलब best is either you upgrade to that. So these are actually 2-3 tricks which can make your machine more usable, maybe for some more time. Why to throw it out and create an electronic garbage? Okay. So I was talking about what is the impact of this cache. So I am actually now turning to I do Control Alt Del, and then I come to a task manager. Just hold on. Yes, I got it. So I got the task manager open. It's done through Control Alt Del actually. Okay, I can now look at the performance. So it has loaded for the first time, so that's why it has taken time. But next time if I load, it will be faster. So it's now loading a lot of sub-modules or libraries from here and there, which are being read from hard disk. And it is being put in the RAM. So I want to show a place called in the RAM, how the RAM will look like. RAM will be used. Okay, now it has come. So remember your CPU utilization is, for me currently it's 100% because reading out the stuff. But now then it will go down if I look. And it's a very old CPU. Okay. i5 1.8 gigahertz. This is how the memory is being used, 8 GB. Now you can actually see there are actually 3 locations in use. 5 GB around that is being already in use because my programs are loaded and they're being executed. Then there is a middle space. This is modified. So this memory has been modified. It has to be written back to the hard disk so that it can be saved. There is a third part, standby, 2 GB roughly. Now these were the programs which were earlier loaded, and then I closed those programs, but are still there in memory. So next time when I load, they will be just read directly from here. They will not be reloaded from memory actually. So next time it will become faster. I have also done this Ready Boost thing. This is a USB stick. So you can see it is actually reading, writing from there. The time is, average response time is 0.4 millisecond, 0.7 millisecond. While your hard disk, it is 311, 58, 170 millisecond. So that's why the computer becomes slightly faster on an average basis. Not when you load program for the first time, no, it will not be fast. But second time it will be fast. So now we can actually conduct this experiment. So I will load a program which I have not loaded so far. Okay, this is a open source Office. This is what I am supposed to use. I will come back to a lot of other stuff slowly, in whatever we can do in 1 hour. So, for example, I want to load a LibreOffice. LibreOffice is a pretty good program. A lot of you use Microsoft Office and you have to pay for it. Actually, it's not free. I actually pay for it about 6,000 rupees for there are 5 users. License is a home license which I have. Okay, with Microsoft, but you can actually work with open source also. So in open source, there is something called LibreOffice. So there is a LibreOffice 7.6. So I will click it. It will load very slowly now. So you can see there is no response currently. So first time it is loading. So it is actually moving out things from cache. It is removing to create the space currently. So now it has given a signal that it is loading. So with slow machines, you must be seeing that. But next time, so when you are actually, for example, I never shut down my machine. You leave the programs as it is. You have to always do something called hibernate. Okay. Normally, if you do a shutdown, of course, it is going into hibernation as per the new Windows 11 and 12 system design. They want to save on your basically boot time. It's a fast boot. They call it fast boot. Okay. So you see this taking time now. First time always it will take time. Second time it will be very fast. So by the time it comes, so let me go to some other thing. So you will start seeing when it comes up. Okay. Now let me introduce another open source tool. Of course, you can actually use Microsoft's stuff also. This I call Journal++. This is available at GitHub. Okay, I got it from GitHub. You don't have to pay for it actually. This is pretty good. You just search this and you will find, you can then install it and then it will start running. Of course, there will be some warning because it's not through Microsoft root. So this is open source. You can see the code. I think volunteers are building it like us. A lot of academics are involved in this. So I got it. It's available for Linux, Windows, as well as Apple, all of them. Okay. So all three you will be able to get. You even get a beta version for mobile. I'm not using mobile one. I'm using Windows and Linux both. Linux, you can get it from your store. They have their own Snap store. So there is Snap which is available for this. Okay, Snap is a packaging format for Linux, Ubuntu Linux I am talking about. So from here you can do it and then it will download. A simple zip file, open it and then run it, it will work. So you can download for 1.2.2. This is what I have been using actually for my thing. Now let me see if, yeah, LibreOffice is now starting. It has started, it has come back. It took so much of time. So let me close it again and again start and see what happens. Now it must be there in the RAM. That was the experiment which we were conducting. So I have closed it. I again go back and start again this time. Okay. So this time it should be faster. But remember, these are statistical experiments. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it will not be. But on an average, it will be better situation on this. So in fact, when you are working on slow machines, always ensure you close down as much programs as possible. This time it is much faster. You can see that. Okay, because part of it was loaded from this, part of it was already there in the RAM, that standby area, which I had shown earlier. Okay, and this works pretty well. It's like complete spreadsheet, presentation, drawing, maths, database, everything is available, whatever is there with Microsoft. But this is open source again, available on all. This is what I have been using. Okay, so I even created my lecture notes through this. So I can show, no, this is not there. It will say not responding, it's fine. So I will show you where I actually create a kind of a book structure. through this, keep on updating on daily basis. For example, these are the notes. It creates an open documentation text, which is open standard, which can be opened with Microsoft. This time you can see it is extremely fast, because almost all components must have been loaded by this time. Now, this is the reason why you should never shut down your machine, because it will remove everything from the memory. Memory is not saved. So let the program keep on running. You do hibernate. But hibernate option is by default is not activated in most of the machines again. So
Sir, we should leave it open for the whole day, just like we are.
no, you
attending.
don't open leave it. You just let the software run before you are closing whatever you are using. Normally you should actually close the programs. You use only the programs which you are actually using. बाकी को बंद कर दीजिए. बट वो प्रोग्राम रैम में रहते हैं, ठीक है, रैम से नहीं हटते हैं, तो इसलिए अगली बार लोडिंग में फास्ट होते हैं. बट आप जब शट डाउन करते हैं तो रैम क्लीन हो जाती है. ये प्रॉब्लम है उसके अंदर, तो इसलिए उसको हाइबरनेट करना चाहिए. तो मेरे कंप्यूटर में हाइबरनेट का ऑप्शन आता है, आपके में नहीं आ रहा होगा तो आपको एक्टिवेट करना पड़ेगा वो चीज.
It doesn't come, sir.
It doesn't come, so I will tell you how that has to be done. So what it will do is it will take the image of the complete RAM and it will save it onto the disk and then machine को बंद कर देगा. अगली बार बूट करेंगे पूरी रैम को लोड कर देगा as it is, so you will come back to the same situation. So if you have a running program and you do hibernate, machine will get closed, but when you will again start, it will come back to the same place and program will start running. So your loading time is very, very less. You work very fast. You don't waste your time in booting. Okay. Achha, this one is loading my whole document. It's a huge book actually, which I wrote. Now let me come to the your कहाँ पर हम जाके ये देखना है आपका पावर ऑप्शंस में आते हैं जब तक वो बुक को लोड कर रहे हैं. So it actually creating, because it's a 8 GB thing. If it's a 16 GB, this problem won't come. You come to this power options. That's where something interesting will happen. Okay. यहाँ पे choose what the power button will do. Something, some option you have to take. Suddenly you find there is a turn on fast startup. This is automatically done. There is a hibernate option. Most of the time, this will be disabled. Now this book has been loaded now. So next time I load the book, it is faster. So I actually use this to actually put everything. This currently I am teaching. So I keep on writing it actually. This is available for free. I just donated it to the community, not for money.
Sir, where we can get it, this book?
This book is there on my Telegram channel. There is a Telegram channel.
Okay.
Okay. So there it is available. So there is, I will come to Telegram also. Telegram is what I am using for my teaching. Now, once you come to this particular option, this hibernate, you will not be able to change. Okay, currently. So change settings that are currently available. Click on this. Once you click on this, actually, again, the program is loading. Again, see, my machine is congested, heavily congested, because all programs are trying to take the space in RAM. But the Linux, this problem, the Linux is much faster for me. So in fact, work on Linux. Now you see the all options have come. You can tick on the hibernate.
Sir, means I am a student of English literature. I should also work on Linux.
If you work, you will feel very happy. It is going to be faster. English literature has nothing to do with the operating system.
Because I have to write only the papers, I have to prepare the presentations, etc.
You can prepare in Linux also. On LibreOffice, you can do that.
So if because in the college computer, that is Google is there. So there I can means there will not be any problem if Linux is not loaded there. Because in my laptop,
you should not worry about Linux or Windows. Whatever you have, make best use of that. That's the way I will say it.
Okay.
But Linux certainly performs far better even on slower machines. In fact, what we do in our lab, all older machines, we load a Linux which is 32-bit Linux. And it works like a cake actually. It's very good. And we enjoy that. So this hibernate you should activate. The moment you activate this hibernate and save changes, you will actually see an option In this Windows, there is a hibernate option which will come. Once you click on this power,
I
you
got
will
it,
get
sir.
hibernate option you will get.
Yes.
Always use this to hibernate your machine. Never turn off, shut down unless it has to be restarted because it has got updated. You will find the performance, you are wasting much less time in booting it and then working on with your machine. And the program, if you are working on a program, you hibernate while you are working or writing a document, you hibernate your program. You will, when you will start again, you will come back to the same state, even without saving. Actually, I can tell you. Okay. So this also something which by default is not there, but I think everybody should activate. Of course, now we
सर
have
प्लीज
that.
सर प्लीज एक बार और बताएं हाइबरनेट कैसे करना है.
You go to you, आपके यहाँ पे बैटरी है साइड में आ रहा होगा अगर आपका लैपटॉप है तो.
हाँ जी लैपटॉप है.
है ना, तो बैटरी पे आप राइट माउस क्लिक करिएगा.
जी.
You will get power options.
जी.
Okay, you will get this screen. Or you go to, you just search for control panel, then hardware and sound, go to power option. That's another way.
ओके ओके. थैंक यू
Okay,
सर.
then choose what the power button does.
जी.
Then you will get the skills, but this you cannot actually do, you cannot check or uncheck. So you have to do change settings that are currently unavailable. Click on
जी.
this. This will activate the settings. See, now again
Okay.
you can see my computer is now working faster because I have done it earlier. It is now in
Okay.
the RAM. It is not loading from the disk. Okay. So this is another thing which is very good actually for all of you.
थैंक यू सर.
So now next, let's go to the next thing. I have just noted down what all I should do. Okay, now next come to the browser. I think all of you must be using browser. So what do you use browser for? So you search for all your information where? You search in Google. Okay, that's what I have seen most of the people doing. So now my Chrome actually is got short of memory. So it is again cleaning and it has come back. Yes. So never search on Google for academic work. That's one of the very important thing. Okay, you will end up in a lot of incorrect places. What we use is this. I will also teach you something illegal, okay, which is a crime in some of the countries and I think in India so, but it's okay. For academics, we can do some crime, doing good academics, it's okay. But it's still, I'm honest. So always use scholar.google.com for searching. And you should create your profile because by default your Gmail ID would not have created a profile here. Okay. Create a profile. Again, it is using RAM and changing it. So cleaning the space. So this is what happens when you have low RAM, but my USB stick is helping it out somehow. Okay, so now it has come. So I have already created my profile. So you can create my profile. This is something I think each one of you should do. Then Google automatically searches for papers which I have published. And the index, so you can remove them by clicking here, delete. You if there are 2 copies of the same paper, you can merge them by selecting. It will give you your H index. A lot of you people should want to know what is my H index, what is my. This actually is not a measure of academic performance. This is how other people are perceiving your work, how many of them are reading and citing it. It's only that. It's nothing to do with the quality of research. Okay. So for
This
that
is
matter,
for
my H
citation.
index. Huh?
H index, it is only for citations to see how many
Yes.
scholars they have cited you.
Yes, librarians actually understand this. In fact, I can tell you, there is a lady who got a Nobel Prize in physics in Canada. She was associate professor at that time. Her H index was 90 and mine was 24. So it has nothing to do with your quality of work. This is totally independent. So please don't, I should not boast about it to anyone. It's just by chance because more people are reading, but it may not have any impact on society. Okay. So, but all of you should do create it. And I actually do a lot of search here for my papers. So I actually have even given my choices So Google keep on telling me about research publications which are of my interest. So I actually download these once in a while and read through them. This helps a lot. Otherwise, I have to go to library and search. So Google is giving me this library. I think there are also libraries are also subscribing to such services, but I have not used them. I just simply download it. Now, once you got a paper and suppose your library has not subscribed and you don't have money to buy, then what to do? Now, that's a illegal part. Librarians will always agree, and which is fine. But so far, I am using it for academic purpose and not making any profit. It's fine with me. Okay, I should not make profit. If I make profit, I should share it with the authors. The rule is very simple. So what we do is we go to a site. This I think all of you must have heard of. Should be aware of any academic which is there. It's called Sci-Hub. Okay. Sci-Hub was a Russian site actually. It's a Russian lady which created it. This allows you to get from some other researcher who already has access to that paper. He will be able to transfer it to you. Normally these get blacklisted domains, so domains you have to search. For example, this TF is working currently. Okay. So I think Google is again going through that. Now it is coming. This I use extensively. You just put your URL or paper title and you will get the paper. A lot of times now you do get them also on academia.org, and there are other websites which have come. But this is the one which I use. Another one is for books. This one I use because sometimes books are costly and I just want to see it. I don't want to purchase a book actually if I want to just have a quick view of that. And if library does not have it, then you have to do it. Otherwise, libraries do actually have an electronic access subscribed. Okay, so our library does provide that. So once in a while it is required for some books. So once you do it, this is a library genesis, but unfortunately this sometimes requires Tor. Not everything is available through things. So I can search for any book, for example, say computer communication I want. Okay, I search for it, I get all the books. So you will find a lot of people who have written. Okay. So you can try out, and almost everything on this earth will be available. Some of the things may not be. Okay, this is no guarantee. This is a peer-to-peer system. So I can just show some book. But please do understand, some places it is illegal.
Sir, whether it is downloadable? Books
Yes,
are
yes,
downloadable?
I'm showing you how to download.
Okay.
So for example, I use this download thing. Now IPFS is interplanetary file system. This again, there are no servers on this. Is the people's machines which are collaborating together and doing this. But sometimes they can block on this gateway. So you can then download from the Tor mirror. Tor sites, no government can do surveillance. They cannot do anything. I have a Tor installed, but Tor is not installed. It is unzipped and put it in your disk. Now this is a risky business here because Tor is, for example, when you enter United States, Tor should not be there on your machine. Okay. Otherwise they will deport you back. Australia, the same condition. India is silent on this. Tor anyway is an American product. There is a foundation which makes it. It was done by US Defense actually. So I can download through Tor also. I will probably show with the Tor. So I have a Tor installed. So I have to search for Tor where it is. It must be here. Okay, I have to search for Tor browser, a directory. Inside that it must be there. No, most likely I have not installed Tor. Yeah, I think I have Tor second generation. Okay, Tor is not installed on my machine, but Tor can be downloaded and installed. So I will skip that because, but you can click here and it will download from Now it is downloading. Is coming from interplanetary file system, but sometimes it blocks, so you can download. There are many options by which it can be. So it has downloaded the book, but it is in a different format, CHM format actually. Okay, because that's what probably I must have selected. Okay, so it also shows which format it is. So I can go back. This is a CHM extension format. Okay. I can download a PDF. So for example, this one will open. This is a pretty nice book. So now this is blocked on IPFS because of IPR issues. I have to use Tor in this case. Okay. So let me see if I have a Tor with me. I have a Tor browser. I will show this. I will actually install Tor browser here. I think that's what the website is, if I remember it. No, this is not. Torproject.org. That's a website. Okay, so I can download from there. It will just unzip and start working there. I will download. That's it. It's done. So I will start it. This is small binary. It's downloading actually currently. This is a 98.2 MB file. It will take 39 seconds. It's a directly binary. There is no installation. You should never change the window size when using Tor, otherwise the people can figure it out. And this works in a very amazing way. I will also show that. And we'll also download the same file. But normally you should simply remove it if you are not using it. You might have heard of Darknet. Darknet is actually being browsed only through this browser, Tor browser. This technically Firefox, which has been modified. Okay, so it is installed. So I'm just going to start this.
So what is purpose of darknet?
Darknet basically does not require server. From my laptop, I can do it. It's also anonymous. So people will not be able to figure out who is the guy sitting here, who is talking and who is receiving the information. Those both get hidden. I will show you that actually.
Okay.
How that happens.
It's like Cognito.
Incognito is different. Incognito can't match it. These are two different things altogether.
Okay.
So I'm just installing this. It will just install quickly and then I will show you. Let me see. It is not there already on my machine. Because of my traveling, probably I might have removed it. That point. Otherwise, normally I used to keep it. So it will download and then use it. So let it install. Meanwhile, I will go to some other things. It will come. Now there is an incognito browsing. Incognito browsing means your browser will not keep the history and everything. Now this all of you should actually use if you are using somebody else's machine. If it's not your personal machine, then always go use incognito mode. You might be using password or anything, so nothing will get shared on stored on that machine. And you will remove it. So you should do that always. So incognito, if you want to go, there is an incognito window. Okay, it will then show as something like this. You have gone incognito. So it's also telling about all that stuff. So now when you do it, if you log in here, do anything, nothing will be saved on this machine. You close this window, that is gone. So that way you are safe. You are using some public machine in that case. You can also do something. I'm closing it down. There is also something called history. Okay. And there is a clear browsing data. This is also something which you should. This is in the setting. This you should always, you can remove if you want the complete history to be removed from the system. So cookies are special tokens which are used so that the sessions can be identified between server and your browser. So I have many of them. So browsing history you can remove, download history you can remove, passwords, autofill, everything you can actually take care of that. This is there in all browsers. Okay, this functionality. So if you are using by chance your friend's machine for your work on a browser, ensure that you actually remove everything. If you have worked for half an hour, for last half an hour you do that. So there is an option I think for that. Last hour, last 24 hours, 7 days. So if you have worked there in last 24 hours on some machine, just clean it off, everything. So other person will anyway will log in if he wants again. His session information will also get lost. You will be logged out of your Windows actually. You're logged out of your Google account if you do this. Okay, if you create all time, you clean everything, it will ask again for the login. Because cookies are lost which are binding your session to the server. Okay. So this is something which you should do. Let me see what is the status. So it is finished. So now I can run it. So I finished, it is going to run. Now this actually becomes very tricky because our connection to any machine or any server goes through multiple hops, which are in encrypted tunnels. We call it telescopic tunnels actually. So every connection will be going in this way. It will be exiting, for example, might be exiting from Germany. Okay, if I want to do that.
Sir, can we use Brave browser instead of this Tor?
Wave, I don't know. This is done by a company. This one is an open source.
Okay.
So I believe mostly on open source. I don't believe on companies.
Okay.
See, if it is companies are also of two format. Now, one is a profit-making ones, private sector. Okay, where work is considered as an input to the business, and there are tech cooperatives. Tech cooperatives are very few. So most of these foundations actually take work. They don't consider work as a voluntary work here for them. Okay.
They're profit-making companies.
Most of the companies are for profit. Unless they are tech cooperative. For example, the one which I run in my lab with my students is a technology cooperative. So when you work in that company, you actually get work equity. So whenever you make profit and profit is on the shelf for dispersion, that time you surrender work equity through auction process and get the share of your profit.
Okay.
So we work that way. I do it that way actually.
Okay.
Okay. So now I am connecting. The Tor has started. Could not connect. Okay, I have to restart it. I think that's what it is telling. I have to restart this one. We're saying potentially blocked or something, but this can't happen. Government of India currently did not give any directive on this kind. I am trying to connect. Now it is connected. It uses a different search engine by default, DuckDuckGo, which is an interesting version. So it is now creating a connection. Now it is going to connect to one country, then to another machine, then another 4 relays. After which my connection will be exiting, and none of these guys will know who is talking. Okay. So the police or any surveillance is not possible on this. This actually was built for, I think, CIA. My guess is that, and used by almost all spying agencies actually. But common man also uses it. That's why spies get actually is mixed up with the common public. But the source code is available for this. Design is beautiful. I teach this particular design in my course. Currently, which I am teaching this semester, I will be taking a lecture on this design. This one. And there is something this based on onion routing. So onion has multiple layers. We have also garlic routing similarly. So it will connect. After the connection, I want to show you something and then download that particular file which was there, libgen thing. This works slightly slowly because it is going through machines of other users, other volunteers. We call it Tor network. But this is pretty handy, especially when you are downloading books that time, because mostly IPFS, their books are being blocked now. Unless we have a IPFS gateway of your own, then it is fine. But India, I have not seen people running IPFS gateways. So meanwhile, this will come. Let me see. Okay. So removing history we have done. Now the security part. How security you have to do it. Now a lot of time you go to, for example, online SBI. Let's take an example. This you should understand. This is for your security and safety. And coming to that aspect, especially using browsers. See, I can understand, but a lot of common people don't understand this, and they need to be aware of this. So now I am going to onlinesbi.com. In fact, this is now being moved to online SBI. So I have to change it. Now when I come here, I have on this website. Click on this. Okay, connection is secure. Come here. So I have to verify whether this connection is secure, but whether it's SBI or not, because anybody can create this website. I have to issue this certificate. So let's see, read the certificate. This certificate, viewer, this, it has been given to SBI. Website name is this, and I have also looked for this website, so it is fine. Okay. And this certificate is further details are available here. This is what we need to verify completely. Okay. So it gives certificate, signature, keys, and everything, who did it, till what time it is valid. So a lot of people actually can give you a different website. They say I am SBI. Even here name will be something similar to SBI, but the website, the certificate is being issued to somebody else. Now that's a warning sign. You should not use it. So this is the correct website currently. Sometimes actually SBI, some hackers do send the, spammers do send the links, which will say SBI link, but look like a SBI website, but nobody checks the certificate here. Of course, now it does not allow you to browse a website which is unsecured.
So how we can verify genuineness of those certificates?
Certificate is going to be verified because your browser has installed the public keys of the root certificates. So it is automatically clearing it actually here. That's why it's saying secure. Now Chrome does not allow otherwise the use. But if you are not having a secure website, never ever use it. That's very key, clear thing. If it says connection is insecure, don't use it.
Sir, it is said that HTTPS,
Right.
if it is
right.
there. So
Yes,
it is a secured one.
Yes, HTTPS is for secured. That's when the security certificate, this basically is creating a secure path between you and server. So in between somebody sees your packets, he can't understand what you are transmitting. In HTTP, in between somebody sees your packet at a router, they can actually see what you are transmitting. That's a difference. It also creates a secure tunnel. Tor is an extreme version of that actually, this security thing. It has not one, but actually 4 or 5 certain encryption layers. So it becomes difficult to even find out source and destination. So it must have come by now. Yeah, it has come. Okay, now go here. libgen.is, the same site I am going. This is available for Android also. Okay, same computer networks. I am searching. Now, when I gone to this site, I have actually from my browser I have gone to European Union. 88.209 is IP address. From there, my machine got communication went to Switzerland on a machine which is with this IP address, and it has now moved to IPv6 actually. Then from there it went to Netherlands. And from there it went to libgen.is. So libgen.is does not know that I am from India. Okay, this is what is a Tor circuit. So from my machine to libgen.is, there is one security layer. It's a secure link. You can see there is a lock here. Okay, connection is secure. Libgen has a certificate. But this is a free set. Let's Encrypt gives a free certificate. It only does a domain verification. We also use this. This one gives a relay, complete relay information. So from here to here, there is a secure thing. And this secure communication is happening between a secure tunnel, which is between me and Netherlands machine, which is going inside another secure tunnel, which is between me and Swiss machine, which is going in another tunnel, which is between me and the European Union machine. And every 2-3 minutes, this sequence will keep on changing. That's why police cannot track it actually. So there are onion websites which also can be accessed. Don't get into that. I think be safe. So only if you understand it, then do it. Otherwise, don't do it actually. That's my advice. But here, I think it will be useful. So for example, ANN book, the book which we were looking at, Deepankar Meri, this book we were not able to download. Okay. Because in India, probably it must have been banned. Let me see if it is available from Netherlands. Because now my machine is exiting from Netherlands. It should say denial here again, I think. It is denial. So I can now do a Tor mirror. Now I'm going to Onion website actually. So there is another place from there. So it's nobody knows I am downloading from whom and what I am downloading. So you can say now there is a different way it is going to be connecting. It's downloading the book. So transferring data you can see in the bottom. Okay, transferring data from libgen, frill, c something, randomstring.onion. That's a private website. I could get the book. So book is available now. I can save it and then use it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
So is this or this concept is just they are this applying that VPN technology? Is this one?
VPN is different. This is even better than VPN.
Better than VPN.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
The VPN we can still find out who you are, where you are.
Yes.
Here you cannot.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because this is constantly changing circuits. Na? This is actually classified technology, but this has become in public, honestly speaking. This is not for general public as such.
Okay, sir.
This is a military technology. So I got the whole book. But this
सर
is
ये ब्राउजर यूज करना हमारा पर्सनल जो ब्राउजर है उसमें कितना सेफ है सर, मतलब पर्सनल कंप्यूटर में ये ब्राउजर यूज करना?
इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. दिस नेवर गेट इंस्टॉल्ड. दिस इज ओनली अ बाइनरी फाइल. वो डायरेक्टली वहां से चलता है बस. दैट्स इट. नथिंग मोर देन दिस. दिस इज एक्चुअली फायरफॉक्स. ओनली द टॉर लाइब्रेरी.
हमारा डेटा शेयर होने का कोई चांसेस है सर?
वो इसमें ये ओपन सोर्स है ना एक्चुअली. ओपन सोर्स सॉफ्टवेयर में जनरली ये प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं होती हैं.
Sir, is this secure for net banking?
Don't do net banking with this. It won't be allowed because your server will automatically block your accounts.
Okay, sir.
Because what happens from Netherlands, how your SBI bank will be accessed? SBI bank will immediately say this is an hacking attempt, and they will actually immediately आपका account freeze कर देगा. Don't do this. See, because your exit route is from now Netherlands, na? Now it's Germany. It has changed. And there is again further security thing. We don't know other relays till I got to this book publishing website. The problem is don't use it for your checking your Gmail. Don't use it for banking because they are trying to access where you are. Suddenly from India, you can't go to Germany and start accessing this. And every 2 minutes when IP address changes, SBI will say there is something suspicious. They will freeze your account. SBI, ICICI, any bank, don't use it for banking. This
Sir,
was
if we
not
can,
properly.
sir, if we can place 3 people at 3 places, like at, or they are dealing with the same.
Then also they will block. You try it.
Means they will
Emails,
identify the IP address, I think.
they will find out the location. IP address से पता चलता है.
जी. अच्छा.
Otherwise, you all have to be connecting to one particular gateway, and everybody should through a VPN connect to that gateway and then connect. Then it is okay. But वैसे ही multiple login allow नहीं करता ना SBI में तो. अगर आपका एक जगह लॉगइन है दूसरी जगह करेंगे तो पहले वाला लॉग आउट हो जाता है. Multiple logins are not permitted there.
Okay, sir.
None of the bank, they only allow it from your mobile app as well as your browser. But browser से दो नहीं कर सकते हैं. It has to be the same browser. The same cookie has to go. Well, there are a lot of small things for security which has been done of this kind. Yeah, okay, let me close it now. I've shown you this security part, the Tor browser, getting the books. Now let's see what else can be more interesting for you. Yeah, email I think I will skip because we are already 10:02. Email is, I am actually using Thunderbird. I don't use browser-based thing. So I can actually send an encrypted email. Now, a lot of you don't know that mails are very nasty. I can send mail with anybody's name. I can show you this. I can send a mail to you with your email ID and you will be shocked actually. But this is technically feasible. I am opening Thunderbird now. Thunderbird is again an open source client. So please don't have faith on the source email ID which is received in your email. This mail might have been sent by somebody else. There is a way to verify it actually. Google, of course, does not allow it. When you are sending it from Google, the mail ID by which you have logged in, only that will go as a source email ID in Google. Even if you do something else, it will overwrite. Okay, I have tried that. But with Thunderbird and some SMTP servers, okay, this is possible. And remember, none of the mails goes encrypted. They are all unencrypted mails. In the transit, somebody can read them at any mail gateway. Okay, so our computer center can read all the mails. So there is something called PGP, pretty good privacy thing, so which can be used for secure communication. So mail coming to you will be encrypted, nobody can read. It will be encrypted using your public key actually. It's a public-private key pair business which is being used. But I think it will be too heavy, so I can avoid that. But only thing I will show how to verify if the mail is coming from the right person. So now again my RAM is being cleaned and then Thunderbird is getting loaded actually. Thunderbird has got loaded now. And I will talk one more software sync thing which I use for syncing all the files across my multiple laptops. When they are on, I don't use Google Drive. Google Drive, everything is accessible to Gmail, remember. So don't put your password on Google Drive. In a file you want to save, कि forget हो गया, भूल गए तो क्या करेंगे? बिना encryption के मत करिए, and the encryption key has to be with you. Okay. Encryption, I don't know how many of you know how to do encryption of doc files. Maybe at the end I will try. So this is an email. Now this is a cumbersome thing, I do understand, but if you are doubtful, because I can show you that how I send a mail with somebody else's name. I am here. I am actually going to change. I have another idea I will do with that. It is now loading all the emails, synchronizing with the servers. Okay. Just hold on. Okay, I am coming to this. Account settings. I will show you how I can send a mail with some other name. So I have given this account name as this, perfectly fine. Okay, email address is this, everything is this, perfectly fine. So I will send mail from some say, I don't want to use any controversial thing. I would have otherwise sent a mail from God. But okay, let me write down ABC. And can you give anybody your email ID? So I will just use that to send the mail. And you will receive that. I will just send it to you only. So maybe I am just creating a fictitious email ID. This does not exist. We have to just wait, synchronizing. Yeah, we have time, still 24 minutes. I can write ABC XYZ @ swargnarak.com. I don't know, it may not be existing. Okay. So I saved it. Perfectly fine. And amazingly, the mail will go. Okay. I am creating a message. I will send it to myself and then show it to all of you. I am creating a new message now. Now it's loading another module for message writing. And that's how the structures are done. Okay. So this is the mail ID being given to everybody. So, yeah. Yes. So I'm sending it to myself. You have to just be patient. This is a nice experiment. I always show it. There is a test. So technically speaking, I can send mail by anybody's name. And you will see that you will not be able to see it unless you are proficient enough in figuring out how to check it. The mail is going now. Okay. Something has happened. Just hold on. I made some. I have done this many times. Okay. Let me give. Okay, got it. It's basically a domain issue. This is fine. I have done this experiment many times. Here I have to write somebody else's. Bas last hai. Okay, I just did this. I saved it. Okay. So I am sending it to myself and then I will reset it back. I should not otherwise do this. So within your domain, you will be able to send it to as anybody. The students use this kind of trick, but then we always catch it. But some faculty from HSS, they can get fooled actually. And it
So
has
how we
happened.
can verify?
I am coming
So how
to
we
that
can
later.
ver-
I will tell you how to verify. Now that's the only part which I want all of you should know. But my machine is slightly slower. It's taking some time. I will just close this one. I will get more RAM. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I am going to send to myself test. So when your director of VC sends a message, don't actually have faith on him unless you verify. Now I come to my this account. And I should get a message. I got a message, but it's showing ABC. Okay. But message has come from director. Okay. Now you look at it, it will only show you director, but I could have written anybody's name here. I can send even a mail back to him. Now the mail is going to go to director. So how to test it actually? So test is come here more. This is here. There's something equivalent is there in Gmail also. Go here, view source. Now you got the header. Okay. Mail still says it is from director. But how you will test? Now go up. Okay. Authenticated sender. This was the user ID in iitk.ac.in domain which was used for sending the mail. It was not the director. That's how I know that it has not come from the director office. Now you can see how dangerous it is actually, but you all should know how to look at the view source. If you have doubt, go there, read it one by one. You will find out authenticated sender or something. Complete chain. That way you will be able to verify it. See, otherwise a student can send a mail as a director ki change my grades, this person's grade from B to A. That's it, done. And you keep on taking that thing. और आपने grade बदल दिया और ये director के खिलाफ complaint कर दी, but it is done by somebody else.
So sir, in email we have to go down. In email we have to go down.
Email there is some option called आप किससे मेल चेक करते हैं?
Gmail से.
अच्छा Gmail पे मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ Gmail पे कैसे करते हैं. I have a Gmail account also. ठीक है. Gmail में जैसे मेल है मेरे पास यहाँ से आया है. ये पर्टिकुलर मेल है मेरे पास.
जी सर.
ठीक है. यहाँ पे ये 3 डॉट्स हैं आपके पास. यहाँ जाएंगे तो यहाँ पे जाएंगे शो ओरिजिनल.
शो
ओरिजिनल.
ओरिजिनल. ठीक है.
Click on this. Now you get the complete header. ये है.
Okay. Okay.
That's where you have to check in Gmail.
Yes sir. I got it.
ठीक है. So there is always option in all. ये phone पे available नहीं होता है. That's a bad thing.
On laptop we can check.
On laptop you should
Sir,
always.
could you repeat this one? Sir, could you repeat?
Yeah, please. I will do that. I will do that. So when you want to check, for example, on a Gmail account, you want to look at the headers because header is the only way you can verify actually. Okay. So you have to put on this 3. There is a 3 dots, which is for more option. And within that, you will go down. You will say something called show original. So this will give you original string, which has been rendered in a browser as a proper message package and everything layout. But actually message received is this one. This is what is the original message. You can download the whole thing. Okay. You can copy. This is what is required by a police or any security agency will be actually going through this. Their unique signatures, which IP address, how it has been moved around, when it was sent, what protocols were used, everything is available here. So I can send from that director email ID, for example, I can send it to Google and then do the same thing. I come here, I create the message. Gmail, I do test. It will just wait and respond. And this actually Thunderbird is a heavy program. Oh. It is here. I do test. I am sending it to Gmail. Now let me open at Gmail and I can do the verification there. Test has come. Okay. Now who has sent me? Director के email से आया है. But अब उसको verify करना है. So show original. I will come here. Go down. And you can see this was the original जहाँ से आया था. So ये बृहस्पति आईडी से आया है, ये डायरेक्टर से नहीं आया है. ठीक है. Now this is a, now you will be at least aware of this. लोग mostly aware नहीं है इस चीज से कि ईमेल में ये प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. ठीक है. तो आई थिंक मैं इसके साथ ही हम लोग इसको क्लोज कर सकते हैं. अगर कोई सवाल है, डिस्कशन है, दैट वी कैन डू. There was one more thing which I wanted to discuss, but I am skipping that. That's called sync thing. So I use that actually here. So this allows my multiple machines to remain in sync all the time without Google Drive. That's something very good actually. But you can
Sir,
explore.
please एक बार दिखाइए.
दोबारा बताइएगा.
सर प्लीज इसे सिंक एक बार आप प्रेजेंट कीजिए सर, ये जरूरी है.
अच्छा.
Hello, sir.
हाँ बताइए.
Sir, this kind of problem, how to solve this kind of problem? Suppose using my email ID, someone is sending some messages like this. So I want to prevent. So how I will do it?
No, you can't do it. The guy who's receiving, he has to verify whether it is you or not.
Okay, that means I cannot do anything in this scenario if they are using my mail ID.
Yeah, मैं तो किसी के मेल से भी भेज सकता हूँ IIT.ac.in में. Gmail में you cannot do this. Gmail actually filters. Gmail आपके authenticated user ID और email दोनों मैच नहीं करता तो मेल भेजता नहीं है.
Actually, sir, in our office, this type of mail used to come from VC. Actually, it is fake message, fake mail, but so many faculties receive this kind of mail.
Normally check the header. You will get some clue.
Okay.
Even if you make a file a police, you can always file a police complaint if there is a grievance, and then police will investigate based on that.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, police के अंदर इतने पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं हैं.
CTPNS.
So really, it was very interesting. It was very interesting.
तस्वीर आई थी ये तो.
We enjoyed a lot.
म्यूट कर लीजिएगा. मोहम्मद अनास म्यूट कर लीजिए.
निकल भी जाता है ना फोटो तो सही से.
इसका क्या प्रिंट टेढ़ा है?
यहाँ तो है नहीं इसमें.
ये नॉर्मल जाके हैं जो
क्लास में आपके भाई बैठे थे यहाँ पे, इससे पहले
इसका साइन किसका हो रहा है? साइन किसका हो रहा है? वो से डॉक्टर सेवा और इधर दिखाना.
म्यूट कर ले अपने आप को जरा भाई.
विजित ये यहाँ पे है.
अरे भाई हम इनको हटा भी नहीं सकते हैं. एडमिन कौन है?
अरे भाई 1 बाय 1 क्वेश्चन पूछिए ना. सब लोग इस तरह स्पीकर ऑन कर लीजिएगा तब तो फिर कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा.
नहीं, मोहम्मद अनास
पहले ऑफ कर लीजिए.
माइक्रोफोन ऑन
सब लोग
करके.
ऑफ पहले सब लोग ऑफ कर लीजिए, उसके बाद 1 बाय 1 पूछिए.
एडमिन सबको म्यूट कर सकते हैं मेरे ख्याल से. कौन एडमिन है?
सर आप भी कर सकते हो. सर आप कर सकते हो.
मैं नहीं कर सकता. मैं एडमिन नहीं हूँ ना. My position is like you only.
All the participants are please requested to mute yourself, please.
विजेता
And
सिंह
raise your hand one by one.
हाँ, रेज हैंड कर लीजिए, उसके बाद कर लीजिए. अच्छा, उन्होंने हटा दिया.
सर वो सिंक्रोनाइज वाला एक बार दिखा दीजिए सर प्लीज.
सिंक्रोनाइज में मैं आपको सॉफ्टवेयर बता देता हूँ. यू कैन ट्राई इट आउट.
ओके ओके सर.
ठीक है. ये है मैं यहाँ पे यूज करता हूँ, ये ऑलरेडी चल रहा है मेरे मशीन पे। तो मेरे मशीन में है, मेरे मोबाइल फोन में है, बाकी मशीन में है, ये आपस में सिंक करते हैं सारे फोल्डर। तो मैं इस मशीन पे कुछ भी काम करूंगा तो मेरे को इसकी मशीन पे भी मिल जाता है, बट ऑन होनी चाहिए सिंक्रोनाइज होने के लिए इनके बीच में।
मोहम्मद अनस साहब अपना म्यूट कीजिए, आप म्यूट कीजिए, सर की आवाज साफ नहीं आ रही है। या आसिम जफर साहब,
हाँ कर दिया अभी, जस्ट होल्ड, आई थिंक आई विल आल्सो मस्ट हैव बीन। हाँ अभी यहाँ पे syncing.net करके है, यहाँ से आप जाके इसको इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं। आई थिंक syncing.net है या GitHub है। हाँ दिस इज द वन, so you can download this. This is basically forming your own cloud with your own machines. This is a very useful tool. I use it with all my research student. जैसे फोल्डर शेयर होते हैं मेरे और स्टूडेंट के बीच में, सो कुछ भी काम कर रहा है, पेपर्स हैं, स्टडी है, वो वहां डालता है, मेरे को मेरे मशीन पे दिखते हैं, मेल नहीं करना पड़ता है बार बार। इट्स अ सिंक्रोनाइज्ड ऑपरेशन। So I don't use Google Drive, I use this actually. This is again open source, written in Golang, और इसका GitHub पे पूरा सोर्स कोड भी देख सकते हैं, कोई इंटरेस्टेड है कंप्यूटर साइंस में तो। बट ऑफ कोर्स आई थिंक यू शुड बी ओनली अ यूजर, यूज इट इफेक्टिवली फॉर योर एक्चुअली। तो फाइल का बैकअप भी रहता है, मशीन मान ली क्रैश भी कर जाएगी तो दूसरे पे ऑटोमेटिकली कॉपीड है, तो वहां से आप ले सकते हो फिर आप। इसका एडवांटेज ये होता है। हाँ सोमनाथ पॉल जी ने हाथ खड़ा किया है।
Sir, my G drive is already showing 93% full. So how can I solve this problem?
That's a very interesting one. You have to remove extra files. That's the only thing, or increase your space of the partition. One thing which you should do is you go to, if you are using especially not solid state drives.
I'm not using a solid state drive.
अगर आपके पास मैग्नेटिक वाली है जो रोटरी डिस्क वाला है, तो आप वहां पे ऐसे जाइएगा, प्रॉपर्टीज में जाइएगा, वहां पे टूल्स होते हैं। कई बार ये मशीन अपने आप ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं कर रही होती, तो आप वहां पे इसको ऑप्टिमाइज ऑप्शन पे जाके यू शुड सेलेक्ट द डिस्क एंड ऑप्टिमाइज इट। इट टेक्स टाइम बट इट विल ऑप्टिमाइज, इट विल मेक योर कंप्यूटर फास्टर। जैसे आपके घर में अगर आप चीजें ऑर्गेनाइज वे में नहीं रखते हैं तो टाइम बहुत लगता है आपको, तो ये बेसिकली वैसा ही है, आपके सारे फाइल्स को हार्ड डिस्क पे प्रॉपर्ली ऑर्गेनाइज कर देता है। तो ये सेलेक्ट करिए, ऑप्टिमाइज कर दीजिए, तो फ्रेगमेंटेशन की वैल्यू आपकी कम हो जाएगी। ये जनरली 5% से नीचे रहना चाहिए। अगर 5% से ऊपर है, आप एनालाइज करेंगे तो आपको फ्रेगमेंटेशन वैल्यू निकल आएगा। अगर 5% से ऊपर है तो प्रॉब्लम है, आप उसको ऑप्टिमाइज करिए। वैसे ऑटोमेटिकली करना चाहिए, कई बार नहीं करता है, मेरे मशीन में नहीं करता है, मेरे को मैनुअली करना होता है। ये पार्ट मैं भूल गया था, थैंक यू फॉर रिमाइंडिंग। दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच आई थिंक पीपल हु आर विद द ओल्डर हार्ड डिस्क नीड टू एक्चुअली टेक केयर। हाँ आई थिंक और कोई?
Sir, it was a very, very interesting session. We came to know a lot of new things which we are using laptops, but we are not knowing about it. So, sir, it was really very amazing session. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
सर सिंक जो होता है सर, वो कितने डिवाइस तक हो सकता है? नंबर्स ऑफ डिवाइस?
Any number of devices. This creates mesh. जितने डिवाइस के साथ आप सिंक करेंगे उतना वो डुप्लीकेट कॉपी बन जाएगा। ये एक्चुअली बैकएंड में क्लाउड में यूज किया जाता है। इसका एक एडवांस बृहस्पति 4 करके बना रहे हैं, बट वो कॉमर्शियली अवेलेबल होगा वो तो।
और डिवाइसेस को सर सेलेक्ट कैसे करते हैं कि मतलब कितने
हर डिवाइस पे इंस्टॉल करना पड़ता है। हर डिवाइस की पब्लिक की होती है, वो पब्लिक की दूसरे में डालनी पड़ती है। QR कोड स्कैन करके भी डाल सकते हैं वो तो आप।
तो सर वो सिखा देते थोड़ा तो हम लोग।
नहीं, ये थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, इसमें समय चाहिए। तो मेरे को अगर 1 या 2 घंटे का सेशन मिलेगा दोबारा से तो मैं फिर बता पाऊंगा इसको। अभी तो जो कि समय भी समाप्त हो गया है।
हेलो सर। हेलो।
हाँ बताइए।
सर बोल रहे हैं हम लोग जो स्मार्टफोन यूज करते हैं उसमें भी मेमोरी प्रॉब्लम आता है। थोड़ा सा कुछ ऐसा कुछ ट्रिक्स होगा कि मेमोरी हम लोग ज्यादा से ज्यादा यूज कर पाए या कुछ ऐसा?
जनरली मोबाइल फोन में अगर आपका कंटिन्यूसली अपडेट हो रहा है तो ये बहुत ही ऑप्टिमाइज्ड होते हैं, अपने आप जैसे आपकी मेमोरी में लोड करते जाते हैं प्रोग्राम को, जब आप यूज नहीं करते उसको हटा देता है वहां से। सो आपको ज्यादा कुछ करना नहीं होता इस केस में। अगर ज्यादा दिक्कत होती है हमेशा फोन को रीस्टार्ट कर लीजिए, सबसे सिंपल सॉल्यूशन ये है। देखिए विंडोज के अंदर यही कहा, विंडोज मशीन्स के बारे में भी यही कहा जाता है, गड़बड़ करती है हफ्ते में एक बार जरूर रीस्टार्ट करना चाहिए, हमेशा हाइबरनेट पे नहीं चलाना चाहिए।
ओके सर, ओके।
ठीक है, रीस्टार्ट करेंगे सब साफ हो जाएगा। थोड़ा स्लो होगा पहली बार, रीस्टार्ट होने के बाद उसका फिर फास्ट हो जाता है। इसको कैशिंग बोलते हैं, मोबाइल में बहुत हेवीली यूज की जाती है ये चीज। हम लोग नेटवर्क के अंदर भी यूज करते हैं। हम एक प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं बृहस्पति 4, मतलब मैं आपको अपनी कंपनी दिखा देता हूँ इस बहाने, आई थिंक एडवर्टाइजमेंट भी हो जाएगा। दिस इज द कंपनी विच, दिस इज अ टेक कोऑपरेटिव एक्चुअली वी हैव। ठीक है, आई हैव ऑल माय पीएचडी स्टूडेंट आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन दिस। तो दिस इज समथिंग विच वी आर मेकिंग फॉर, हमने एडवांस फ्लाइट हेलीकॉप्टर के लिए बनाया था। तो अभी तो हम ये टैंक्स के लिए, एयरक्राफ्ट के लिए, ड्रोन्स के लिए, सबमरीन्स के लिए बना रहे हैं। ये हमारा अपना प्रोप्राइटरी एल्गोरिथम है, किसी के पास अवेलेबल नहीं है दुनिया में। पेटेंट फाइल करने से लीक हो जाती है इंफॉर्मेशन, वो भी इसलिए फाइल नहीं किया है। ये सेकंड वन इज व्हाट इज, जो आप पीयर टू पीयर सिस्टम सिंकिंग देख रहे हैं, इसका यू कैन से इट्स अ फार एडवांस वर्जन व्हिच वी हैव बीन बिल्डिंग। प्रोबब्ली शायद अगस्त या सितंबर में हम इसको रोल आउट करेंगे फर्स्ट बिल्ड को। This one is a tactical system which we are doing for Indian Army actually. Ballistic computer. Similarly, we are doing for T-72 के लिए। बट यहाँ पे एक बहुत अच्छा सिद्धांत मैंने यूज किया है कि जितने लोग काम कर रहे हैं सबके सब कंपनी में मालिक हैं, they all are deciding people. I am not exploiting them. If they work, they get the money. There is no salary here. Everybody gets a shareholding in the profits based on the amount of work which they contribute. So it's a very different model of running the company. तो इंडिया में आई थिंक ये पहला ही है, इसके अलावा पहले किसी और ने ऐसे किया नहीं है। वी आर द फर्स्ट वन। दिस ऑलरेडी इंक्यूबेटेड इन आईआईटी कानपुर, 10% इक्विटी आईआईटी के पास है, वो फ्री में देना पड़ता है, हम उसको रोक नहीं सकते हैं। हम लैब भी यूज कर रहे हैं ना, और बिजली भी यूज कर रहे हैं। यस, और किसने हाथ खड़ा किया है चेक करते हैं। धर्मवीर सिंह यादव, उन्होंने किए हैं हाथ खड़ा। अच्छा, हटा। और
सॉरी सर, वो सिंकिंग के लिए पूछना था, वो रह गया था।
मनोज सिंह जी हैं। अच्छा, मनोज सिंह जी ने भी वापस कर लिया। एनीबॉडी एल्स?
हेलो सर। हेलो,
या प्लीज।
सर बोल रहे हैं जो आपने बुक डाउनलोड के लिए जो साइट बोले थे, एक्चुअली हम लोग देखते हैं, जो मेरा सब्जेक्ट केमिस्ट्री है, एक्चुअली केमिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट का इंडियन राइटर का जो बुक्स है वो अवेलेबल नहीं मिलता है पीडीएफ वर्जन में। वो क्या कुछ
इंडियन राइटर का पढ़ने का जरूरत ही नहीं है, वो हो सकता है मिल जाए ना मिल जाए, दोनों पॉसिबिलिटी है।
ओके सर।
क्या किसी को, जैसे आपके पास पीडीएफ आ गई किसी की, आपने पीडीएफ अपलोड कर दी, तब औरों को मिलेगी ना। तो उनकी पीडीएफ कोई पढ़ ही नहीं रहा है तो उसने अपलोड ही नहीं की है। हिंदुस्तान के लोग अपलोड नहीं करते, बाहर के लोग पढ़ते नहीं है।
ओके सर,
क्या प्रॉब्लम है? So I think thank you everyone. So it was nice interacting and sharing all tips and tricks. It was not a kind of, but
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for
Thank you, sir.
very
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
make it a
Thank
very
you, sir.
interesting and interesting one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. We will meet at 11. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
आज चाय भी पीना, खाली पापे पापे खा लेते हो और छोड़ देते हो। फोटो वाह, रात दिन फोटो खींच के, गेम खेल के, सब सोए। इस मोबाइल का बने देखा मेरे को फोटो खींच रहा है, मेरा भी खींचो। अम्मा मैं गेम खेल रहा हूँ, अम्मा मैं फोटो खींच रहा हूँ। आपका मोबाइल एक और आईफोन है, पानी चला दे। क्या हो गया? क्या लग गया?